My coffee. Hmm. So, I am sharing something I'm noticing about myself right now. And normally I do this. Not this, but I normally do this. Just think inwardly to kind of even out my mindset of what I'm doing. And I have gotten to that point where, when it's like imposter syndrome and then no longer imposter syndrome, and then you're okay with yourself, and then you're quiet and you just share things that you like. And more often than not, you're doing your magic, whatever that is for you. For me, it's I love talking to people. And you don't necessarily share that either. Not that it's necessarily a bad thing, but to keep it simple, talking is my sport. Connecting with people is how I give back, and that comes from a state of confidence. It comes also from a state of not wanting to be seen either. It's just, I was telling Rebecca this, I believe, homeless lady here in San Francisco, um, walking up and down the streets. I said, you ain't gotta get in anybody's business, but, the one thing, I could do or we could do is just, there's no need to be lonely, right? And so that's how the conversation went. Um, Multiple interactions, and good, bad, and ugly. I'm not here to get and freak people out. I'm just, or instigate at all. You say what you say, and if you're honest, you're honest. And if I see you, I say hi as much as I can. And even if I'm not in the right headspace, I you find out those little deposits you put into people. Uh, you get a little bit of return, so they check on you if you're not right. Um, and it does come from a state of love for anything that people can connect to, that talk of authentic, um, that people can read off the bat. One person I met, I was sitting in the truck just lagging to come back home, um, and mind you, I'm saying this, and not many. I'm like by Nob Hill, so there's not really homeless people there, which is an interesting fact for me, that I'm not even searching out these people, and I'm not categorizing them at all. I mean, from my own poor decisions, I've made myself that way for a time being. Um, and anyways, met a person named Cal, uh, somebody who I believe has um, certain mental uh, situations that stem from trauma, and he's probably had medicine in the past. From conversation, I think he's familiar, but he's not being cared for, not just medication wise, but even community. And I think he's a little bit autistic. Not saying this in a negative way, but out of just my own programming of how I am. I just get up in your face kind of respectfully and like, hey, are you okay? What's going on? So at first it's a little bit like, hey, you know, what are you all about? And then I saw immediately the statue in front of me. It's not that he was lights out, but there was no hate, there was no love, there was confusion, to which I think came from fear. And I relate to that guy, really do. He has certain things that I deal with, um, and just I'll stand by you, right? And I'll just listen, and not here to make any magic. I just if you give me permission, and I'll ask if I have the time and if I can. It really is a gift and a blessing to sit by you, stand by you, and I say this generally, whoever you are, even for myself. And it's not for myself. It's just as a way that nobody has to feel alone. Kind of like what I told Rebecca, right? And this person's name's Cal. Anyhow, as I continue to think about this person, the reason why is because he said some encouragement to me that spoke deeply. Mind you, I've only known him for a little bit. And regardless of people have that safe story, one to either mask what they're afraid to show in their own self, or one that they are stuck repeating because that they're not fully to the love part after being wronged or whatever it may be. Um, Stood by the fool, and he was like, yo, and he didn't say this in a straightforward way that a normal person would understand, but give it some time, and gibberish sounds clear as mud. He said, you're the first person, be talking. Mind you, I'm in San Francisco, bro, and I'm in Nob Hill, nice area, no homeless is there, but I mean, like at the same time, they're everywhere. But you know, typically speaking, you go up higher on the hill, and nobody gonna come. Anyways, he's up there, and sleep deprived. Just talking with him, and talking out loud, stuff like that. Da, 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 da. What's my point? Let me get to it. I'm not gonna rush this. This is for me. This is for me. This whole experience is for me. I talk about other people. I talk about how they've shared their side as I've served with them, but the whole reason for me doing this is for me. So I'm not going to fast forward any bit of my life more than I want to. And living in this moment, then, reframe. I so wife made some chicken. Asked her to prepare not a plate in a sense because we didn't have any plates, but have some food ready. So we walked down to our place, studio on Taylor. Uh, and we're walking down the hill, the really steep one with a lot of stairs. And this dude sounds smart. The smartest people are just honest. Mind you, I'm talking to somebody who is not, regardless of their, medical conditions, is definitely speaking gibberish as clear as possible. So he's honest. He's convinced. So I ask Hal, as he's already overwhelmed with joy that somebody's just down for him. It wasn't the food, it wasn't the nothing. This dude is sleep deprived and everything, but he's holding it down pretty well. And it's funny that sometimes the thing about being seeing autistic folks is they're not gonna hide things easily. I shake this dude's hand and he's like, but you can tell this man was touched quite literally. You know what I'm saying? Like I called my wife, like I'm not even lying. I said the food's ready, or is the food, da 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 da. And then, as I'm taking the call, he got his hand in his shirt and he's like, ugh. He's pulling his shirt like he's trying to get this whatever feeling, and yet on first impressions, majority of the time we have a conversation where we're trying to hide things, and yet here's a by nature authentically showing what he is feeling. Disagreeing or agreeing does not necessarily matter in this state. So I ask him, we walk him back, Cal, what inspires you? And he said, I want to make people happy, but not force them. Unquote. It hit hard for me because before even this question I asked him, before I asked him this, when I was present with him, before I even called my wife for the food, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's giving encouragement to me. He barely even know me. I do nothing special. No food, no giving, no nothing. Just a conversation. Mind you, I approached this fool just to make sure he ain't go do nothing stupid around my truck. But honest knows honest. You know what I'm saying? Not say crazy knows crazy, but I know hurt and I know at peace when I see it. I also know tired and I know hungry. Needs no intro, doesn't even need to say my name. And he looks at me as we're continuing our conversation. Mind you, the majority of the conversation is me doing those hinted questions, just checking up on you. Hey, how's your food? Hey, where's the people? You know what I'm saying? How are you thinking? How are you feeling? A little bit of him catching on to what I'm doing. He's like, use what is it? Use my physician is something, you know what I mean? But he didn't say that in a way. It was just kind of like he was slowly catching on. Um, uh, but I didn't do this just to be like, okay, let me write him off. He's good. Like, no, I was there. And when he said, we had a talk, you know what I'm saying, and that conversation, that belief, as he's saying, I'm a zillionaire. Now I'm gonna let you peek into me. I am just as convinced for my own life, for no reason whatsoever, but I'm just sharing it here. I'm a billionaire. I'm pretty sure I have $20 in my account or less right now. Unemployed. I haven't even talked about the room that I'm sitting in. But I'm living rich because I believe, like that, pain is the other end of the spectrum, that you understand what it actually takes to be happy. And focusing in on what I was getting to, Cal told me, you got this. You're like stone. Ain't nobody move you. And like, sorry, I get paranoid. Um, that hit me deeply. Usually we talk about, stone being rigid. Like one of the bits of my negative self talk is like, yo, you can't change. You can't adapt well fast enough. But in his way of saying, nothing will break you. You're like stone. You ain't gonna move from this thing and that thing. Not all the conversation was gibberish. A lot of it I saw was trauma based. And the other part of it I saw was how his process of thought. So when he told me, I want to make people happy and not force them, I was walking down that hill like I knew this for fucking years. To my heart, I said, I'm in my own heart, I was like, I know Cal, I know, and I know his pain. I'm recording this video because there's no more purpose for me to be quiet. When you're healed, I believe at this very point, when you've gotten to the healed part for yourself and you start to develop some skills, and I'm not talking about the skills of, uh, listen, you can't do this without a degree. No, I understand that. And the funny thing is, we're going to be going through that journey here. Um, the next step to just doing it is teaching it, sharing it at most. Or sorry. No, I meant to say that. I meant to say that. And I know it don't sound right for the thing, but at most, definitely share it. Because teaching is cool and all, but who don't want to learn? Not everybody needs to be learned. It's not even who asked you. You know what I'm saying? But sharing it. Talking to this one cat, I asked him how his day was. Named Jonah. And it's like, we going on the bus, going back. He stops off at Fillmore, and I like the conversation. And at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? He chose to let down his walls for me. I didn't tear nothing down. Not gonna get in this conversation, but no, he's like, I don't be normally trust people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I could be transparent with you. That's the reason I jumped off that bus. I was supposed to go all the way down to Taylor, but I just noticed some dude cut his nails under here. Unless that's paper. No, definitely some nails. It's crazy. Um, say that as I pick my nails. Stress picking. It's what I do. It's what I do. Sharing. So it's my time to share. Why here? Why like this? Why now? Why is this the first video? What are you doing? I've learned with my personality, my insecurities, and my confidence, and how I reframe to get back to that sentinel, that stone that Cal believes me to be. There's a certain path that I take, and it's not that it's a path for you, it's not that it's a path for me all the time, but it's a path. And if I could be honest about it, for whoever goes down that road, will at least have an understanding of what's around the corner. And that is the least somebody could do to be present for somebody. Can't walk your life for you, but I can definitely be there to listen when it's appropriate, to speak when it is, to encourage when you come by me, to acknowledge that I just see you. I speak so blunt. At times, forgot who I told this to, but I literally said, Sutwick, I believe. I was texting him. I was like, just want to let you know I see you. And I purposely jet out. He's probably more busier than I was, but I want to respect people's time, because if you give me 100% interaction, intentionality, whatever it is that I can give 100% back for you, to make not the interaction painless, but productive. Just the right dose of medicine. Helps the medicine go down, that's funny. Talked about my talking. Currently, right now, I'm sitting in a schoolroom. It's not even my normal schoolroom. It says Malloy Lecture Hall, a gift of Thomas, year 61, and Sharon Malloy. Rest in peace, I think, or respect. Sorry, I should not even just said that, but anyways. Yeah. I know who I am. And I know what it takes for me to be accountable. They say write it down. You can write everything down. You can kind of forget too. And you can keep track and da 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 da. But what happens when a tool that you used is now used for something else than it's supposed to be? So now you have to be a multi-purpose tool. And for somebody like me, who I say rigid, right? Who I say not agile, I acknowledge that no longer can I have my same methods. I have to make new ones. I have to evolve my approach. Because if I want to play this game of life and be a contributing member of society, gotta be creative. not always different. It's really a lot of the same. But definitely things are repackaged. What is it? Yellow Pages to Google, Google to AI. And it's funny because in the background, as things were being made, those salute. Oh, I got a call from New York. Let me hang this up.